Yeah. Even some of the coil builders, a hurdle that they have that wasn't there for not coil builders, the rotary builders, uh, is allowing for all of the differences in tension and movement and stuff in these cartridges. And I made the comment to, I think it was Carson in one of our interviews, that I had bought quite a few. I bought like a case of cartridges that I had not used with his Numa machine before. And I went to use them, and they were spitting ink everywhere. So I basically ended up putting his machine down for probably 2 months while I went through all of those cartridges.
While you went through the carts, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to throw them out. I'm going to use them. I know other machines that I can use them with. And of course, he's just like, I hate to hear that, but like, what do I say to it? Like, I would probably do the same thing.
Yeah, there's so many manufacturers, and the tolerances are all over the place because they're made to be affordable. And so yeah, it's there's and even from batch to batch, like I went through so many cartridges trying to find one that had it all. And then when I finally found one, when I'd reorder, they'd be different. They're inconsistent, And so yeah, it's really, really frustrating. Very frustrating. Yeah. I mean, it's a genius concept. Like if we could just fucking nail it, great. I love the idea of it. And there's a place for it. It's great. But it's not all the way there yet,
Is there any chance of working out I can just, and I don't know like I said, the math or the geometry, any of the science that goes into it, but my thought is dealing with springs on one side and rubber bands on a cartridge or whatever, membranes on the other side, for using cartridges in a coil, or even in a rotary, like say a Cuban or something like that, that uses a spring that mimics a coil. Is that just a complete lost cause?
Sorta, and not. So when you're tuning a coil machine, you're based on the cartridge adds extra tension. So when you tune it without being loaded, as soon as you put that cartridge in there, you're throwing so much more into that mix that it's completely not tuned anymore. So it doesn't work. So you really have to tune it. I've been through this. I was working with a couple guys on a solution for that, trying to make coils for carts. We had a solution, but again, it's all about the tune. You can't use a coil that is tuned to run a needle bar and a cartridge with the same setup. You can't, because the membrane and the rubber band in the cartridge throws off the tune of your springs on your coil machine. So it's got to be one or the other. It can be. You can do it. You can run cartridges with a coil machine, but it's got to be set up for that specifically. And then, of course, get a different cartridge, different tension, throws off your tune, and so now it's not running the same, and you're not in the skin the same that you were. So yeah, it's a frustrating thing trying to use cartridges with coils, for sure.
Yeah, I could see it. Yeah, that was the point before you just said it that I was going to make, is if you even, like, when you get your cartridges out, if you even just press the plunger just to take a look at your needles, or to make sure that they're not frozen up in there. I can tell you often, and it's like stuck in there. It doesn't want to protrude. But just the difference in, like, some you feel like you can barely lay the pressure of your thumb on it, and it shoots out, and others you have to really press, and it seems it's such a huge swing that I think, it just doesn't seem like it would be worth the time and effort that it would take to make that work.
Because the whole idea is, again, to not have to think about your tools, to think about the tattoo, to think about the art, the piece that you're doing, right? There's so much other things going on during the tattoo. You don't want to think about the machinery. That's the whole point of getting a good machine that was in tune, and then it stays in tune and you don't have to think about it. You load it up with the same shit that you use, same ink, same needles, same machine, and then now you can really focus on your tattoo. So now all we're doing is fidgeting with all these other friggin' things,
Right.
I think that's the big hang.